Morning, everybody. My name is Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and today we're talking about Facebook and Google Ads. Let's just dive right in and look at it. The one thing that I want to say is when it comes to getting buyer lead, I think the fastest way and the cheapest and most efficient way of getting buyer leads of name, email, and phone number is by running ads on Facebook. Okay. And I'm going to click on the ads tab over here. We have basically Facebook software embedded in this system. And so we make it just doesn't get any easier to write an ad on Facebook. Facebook advertising has been around for nearly 10 years. I would broad brush it and tell you 50% of realtors have actually run an ad, and probably less than 20% have had successful ads. Maybe you got one or two leads, and maybe you did that once or twice in your career. That's what I think a lot of realtors fall under, right? And I can understand why, because Facebook changes their interface all the time, and you'd have to keeping up with that. And I have trained agents like you on how to run Facebook ads close to 10 years. And it has changed so much over those years. And I am just grateful that we do not need to do that anymore, because now we have their software and we made it very simple. So when you come here for the first time, it's not going to look like this. This is examples of old ads that we run. It gives you some stats, some highlights of your account over here. It's going to have one big blue button that says connect to Facebook. And once you connect to Facebook, it's going to show you these two buttons here. It's going to say create Facebook ads and create Google ads. But there's also going to be a couple messages down here. One says, this one right now says, it's telling you it's synced to Facebook. But there's a yellow message that's often here, and a lot of agents don't know what it is, so they just ignore it. And it says, accept custom audience terms. So here you can see your custom audience. I'm going to click this. I've never clicked this before. Yeah. So this is awesome. Oh, that's really cool. Okay. So I just clicked on see your custom audiences here. And what I was trying to tell you is that there's usually a yellow bar that says accept custom audience term. And what that allows you to do is create a custom audience that will live inside your Facebook account. You create the audience up here by clicking this button that says custom audience. But what I want to tell you is, since we're just looking at it right now, is when you connect to Facebook, there will be a yellow message that says accept custom audience terms. Click that, right? And then when you come back and refresh this page, it's going to say turn on retargeting and turn on retargeting. Okay. So that's the setup. This down here, you won't have, but we'll come back and look at this in a little bit. But that's how you set up this. And then if you want to go run a Facebook ad and you try any of these options, it's going to tell you, sign up. So the Google software is an additional $30 a month, but it's definitely well worth it. I'll explain that to you in a little bit. I asked a question of who here has run ads on Google, and Justin said no. And so we'll get into why Google is important in a couple of minutes. But I was saying earlier that the fastest, easiest, and cheapest way to get buyers is by creating a listing ad. And this is how you do it. So if we assume that you have listings in your account, let's go over your listing section. Your listings often are auto swept into the account, right? Click on these green buttons. There's all kinds of great things to market your listing. So we're just focused on creating ads. If you don't have your own listing, you might be able to borrow one. And if one of your colleagues says, hey, yeah, go ahead and go market it and get more buyers, great. Then click this button here and click grab active listing, drop in the zip code and the MLS ID and click grab. And then it'll pull that listing in with the photographs and you will be able to run ads on it. And once the listing is there, you click this button here. And I want to just point out, you can create listing ads, landing page ads, PDF guide ads, and custom ads. I don't really recommend anybody doing custom ads because it just gets messy. And that's where you just start making mistakes and wasting your time and your money, right? If you use these three, create a listing ad or a landing page ad or PDF guide ad, we know what you're doing and we're clicking all the buttons for you so you're not making mistakes. So let's go through this real quickly and see what we can do. So we have a home that's for sale. We leave it on lead ads, default setting. This means we're going to get pre-populated name, email, and phone number from Facebook profiles. So we don't want to mess with that. And what do we have to do to create this ad? We just have to click publish. Okay. Now you can see here, this is sponsored by Real Estate Test, but that's our test. Your ad is going to be sponsored by your business page because the first step was connecting your business page, right? So the ad will be here. This is a preview of the ad. If there's something here that's missing that you think should be stated, but it's not here on this text, you click in this box and you can add it, right? Maybe it has a new custom kitchen or a wine cellar, or it's got a huge barn or something, right? Who knows? But you can always click on the ad like I did on the right, type in there and click publish. Another thing worth noting is this is dynamically pulling the photos off of the photo that came in the MLS. But if you have a video of the home, or if you want to choose another photo, so let's say maybe this listing has been sitting for a month and you want to get buyers, you click change image over here on the left, and this shows you all the images that came in for the property. And maybe you're like, you know what, maybe the back deck is nice. I'm going to use that. Or you can upload a video. If you've got right here where it says upload it, let's say you paid a videographer and they've got some super cool thing going on, video, you could put it right there. And that will replace this photo over here with either a different image or the video. Okay. Either way, you don't have to do that. You can just click publish. Okay. And that's really how easy it is to create an ad on Facebook. I would tell you can see here at the $35 ad, it lasts for 7 days and then it's over. To me, I would really recommend that every agent's running a listing ad every week. You're going to get, and just so you know, buyer leads on average cost $3 each in the United States. Okay. So if I run a $35 ad, which is the default setting, I can expect around 11 leads with name, email, and phone number. And just in case you don't know where these are showing up, these show up on the newsfeed. So right here, I'm in Facebook and this is the newsfeed, right? And so whatever on the newsfeed is your friends and what they're doing and what they're traveling and what they're eating and pictures of cats and the grandkids and all the stuff that you follow. This is here, right? Your ad shows up right here. So your ad, as you're creating it here, shows up on the newsfeed of Facebook for people who are in your targeted area, which in this case are going to live within 15 miles of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Okay. So that's how it works. And I want to repeat the statement that I said at the beginning of the call. This is the fastest, easiest, and most efficient way to get buyer leads of name, email, and phone number. At $3 each, it takes you maybe 15 seconds to run an ad. It just doesn't get any easier than that. Let's click the back button and let's look at some other listing ads that we can do. And my mouse is super sensitive and I can't figure out how to stop that, but it like clicks things 2 or 3 times. So I jump into a page that we really don't need here. I'm going to have a sip of coffee and let this get back to that. One thing that I want to say while I'm waiting for that to bake is Listings to Leads does a lot of things. It can help you. There's a whole stack of tools to help you get more listings. There's incredible social media content. There's automated listing marketing. There's a ton of print tools. And most agents never figure that out, right? And I understand that because agents are very busy. They are getting phone calls all the time. And frankly, they're just distracted throughout the day. What I just sent to everybody is a link to this page right here. And I do calls every week, and Scott does calls as well. I recommend you check out Get Started, Top Tools for More Listings. And of course, this class here, which is Facebook and Google Ads. And I would actually check out a couple of versions of these because I don't exactly say the same thing every time. And there are different focuses. So the more you understand what this thing can do, the more it's going to help your business grow. So we're back on ads, and there's other kinds of listing ads that you can run. So if you want more listings, you want to run ads on either just sold property or a pending property. I'm going to click on pending because not many agents do this. We're going to leave it on lead out. So we're getting name, email, and phone number. And the reason why I want to talk about this is that what you remember when I said it's that the reason why I want to mention this is these are the cheapest seller leads you can get, I think, anywhere. Okay. And we'll talk about lead quality in a little bit, but what I can tell you from our knowledge and experience, these are the cheapest seller leads with name, email, and phone number we can find. All right. So let me dive into that a little bit deeper. Here, the last ad was for buyers. So the budget was $35. This time it's for sellers. And that's why we're doing a pending home ad. And so we increased the budget to $50. And what this means is that you can only spend $50. It's going to end in 7 days. And you want to, and so Facebook is going to set a price per lead. And one of our clients has come back and said, hey, I'm getting charged $2.38 per lead. So let's just round it up to $2.50, right? So if it's $2.50 per lead and you spend $50, you're going to get 20 leads. Okay. So 20 leads, the name, email, and phone number of people who want their home value. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. And our clients, as they take this class and they learn this, they apply this, right? They do this. If we run an ad on a property that is under contract or pending, these leads we see cost $2.38. If we run an ad on a property that's sold, Facebook sets that price closer to $7 each. Same $50 ad, but you divide 7 into 50, and that's how many leads you're going to get, right? If you're dividing $2.50 into $50, you know you're going to get about 20 leads. So you could do this with the same property. Like this week, this thing is pending, and maybe it's going to be pending for 2 weeks. So you could run a pending ad for 1 week and then refresh it, start a new ad in the second week, and you can capture seller leads, right? At $2.50. And then when the home closes, you could run an ad for 1 month or 2 months and say, hey, I want to run this home sold. It's going to affect your home value. Click here for a free home value. And you would end up getting seller leads at a more expensive rate, right? Same property. It's just a different status. And the leads are going to cost you about 3 times as much. Doesn't matter. I think you should actually do it because having a pipeline of seller leads is critical if you want to be in real estate, right? I want to point out this section right here. Down here, it says retarget current leads. So I was talking about earlier about creating custom audiences and turning on retargeting, target people. Okay. And now this one here says L2L custom audiences, stuff like that. You're going to do this. This says L2L custom audience from CRM. So you could actually have a custom audience that says Glendale homeowners, right? This home is in Glendale, Arizona. So if you've got a list of homeowners in Glendale, you could upload that list in our section. I'll show you where to do that in a minute. And then when you run this ad, it's not just going to every person in 15 miles of Glendale. You could turn this off and you could say, I want just everybody in my custom audience. This is an advanced technique, But if you want more listings, I highly recommend this. And as I show you the ads that are designed for sellers, I definitely recommend this. And I'll explain more as we go along here. If we go back to the ads page, oh Lord mercy, this, I think I need to buy a new mouse. I don't know. My settings are just insane. I got to find, maybe I can get to the default settings. But anyway, I was showing it to you earlier in the ads page, and we're going to go look at it again now. I want to show you how to create a custom audience. So this green bar here that I'm highlighting, there will be a yellow one. It's going to tell you, click here to accept custom audience terms. It's also going to, then once you do that, you refresh it, it's going to say turn on retargeting. And once you've done that, then you can retarget like I was showing you. But this button right here will be available to you. And this is where you can call it Glendale homeowner, right? And you can use this format. This is telling you what the spreadsheet should look like with those headers and that data. And it should be 1,000 leads long. If you have a small area and there are 400 homeowners on your list, it's not going to work. It has to be 1,000 deep. Now, a lot of clients are out looking at companies like Remine and RedX and HomeSnap. And there are other resources. Sometimes you can get this data from your MLS. And you can, what was it? I think it was some clients in Dallas. They have 3 files of 10,000 leads each. Dallas is a big city. So they're like, yeah, we want that. And they are running these ads constantly and consistently in front of that audience, right? So you upload it here, you import and create. And what this does is this creates an audience inside of your account. Okay. And I'm going to click here, see your custom audiences. So this is just our test account. So this wouldn't be active, but like this one says LDL custom audience from CRM. If you've been an agent and you've got 2,000 or 3,000 leads sitting in your CRM, if you export them and you create a custom audience up here, you could be running ads in front of those people. The point of you, I'm sure know this, but I just have to state it, of you having leads in your CRM is that they turn into business. And so what having a custom audience of those leads means is not only do you have a drip campaign hitting them, and ideally you're calling them every once in a while, but now you can run ads and target those same people. That's going to help you convert leads a little bit faster. Right. So that's the whole custom audiencing. And then also that's just for CRM. You should all have multiple audiences for the various farm areas that you want to develop. Okay. And that's definitely, if you are, imagine I'm in Lafayette, California. I want a list of homeowners in Lafayette, California. That way, if I'm saying, hey, I've just listed a house, or I just sold a house that's going to affect your home value, or I want to do a Lafayette, what is your home worth at? I can target the people who live in Lafayette, because when I run an ad on Facebook, I actually can't do that because they have a 15-mile radius. That's all the custom audience stuff. Let's go back and run another ad. Let's do a PDF guide ad. Now, I don't know if you even know that you have 80 PDF guides, right? If you go to the PDF guide tab over here on the left, you got ways to market them with postcards. You can copy and blast an e-flyer in your CRM. You can run ads on Facebook, and you can even have us automatically post these to your social media accounts with landing pages in front of them so we can capture leads free, right? There are 40 for buyers. There are 40 for sellers, and you're branded on every page of one of these. Now, over here is 5 dangers of overpricing, and relevant in your market. You click on it happened. Problem here. 5 dangers of overpricing. That's I get populated name, email, phone number. Click create an ad. And as you can imagine, we're going to write the ad, do everything automatically for you. Let's just wait for that to, that we'll talk about. What I want to say when the ad is there invisible, when people see it, if they respond to it, you're going to get their name, email, number before they download the app. But let's just take it home. So, um, 40 different ads. Now, I want to point out, what did I do here? If I did this ad, you remember how I said pending ads, those leads, $2.38. And which way is it? And 22. What we got? There is something that on something that's pending. It's $2.38 for selling. And I said, if you run a property that's sold, it's $7. But when you run an ad on a PDF guide, we have seen these leads cost $10 to $15 each. Same $50 budget, but you're getting charged. But you only need to $5 for getting charged $15 a lead. You're only going to get 3, right? You have $5 left. In this case, you got to type in your town where it's to show, right? And I'm going to say Dallas, and I'm going to say plus 40. Now, I don't know if you'd actually want to be driving 20 miles in Dallas. It's horrible. So you make that decision. How far do you want to see what you're talking about? It'll be a 7-day ad. It'll be a $50 deal here, but you can't spend more than that. And you could just say, hey, I want everybody to see this. Or you could say, I want to retarget and do my Dallas homeowner list, right? You're going to have lists of homeowners for your key markets, and you can use custom audience there and say, I'm not going to target just every random person in Dallas or within 40 miles. I'm going to target the homeowners, Dallas homeowners. So that's why that becomes really important. All right. So that's PDF guides. I don't know what they cost for buyers. There are 40 PDF guides. Oh, Lord. There are 40 PDF guides for buyers. I'm going to guess, and I don't know because I don't have a lot of data or feedback from clients, that these leads cost more than $3 each. If you remember, I said on average, buyer leads for listing ads cost $3 each. I would assume that if you use one of the PDF guides for buyers, and there are 40, that you have, that they're going to cost more. That's just my assumption. Okay. So let's talk about listings. Let's talk about landing page ads. You may not know this, but you get unlimited landing pages in your account. You get 3 by default: new construction, down pay assistance, and free home values, but you can create unlimited property valuation pages, and you should have one created for every one of your farm markets. Okay. And if I'm going to create Lafayette here in just a second. You can create iBuyers. You can create landing pages for FSBOs, expired. I don't think I would run an ad on FSBOs on Facebook though, or expired. And because it's using a shotgun when you need a rifle. There are not FSBOs all over your market. There's a few FSBOs around. So you need to get that list from somebody, and you need to use our landing pages. We mail it there. I wouldn't use a Facebook ad. You could use a landing page on Google though, because that's going to be, and we'll talk about Google in a little bit, but I wouldn't use it on Facebook because it's just that there's no real direct targeting. You can create custom landing pages, all kinds of landing pages, but let's do the one that everybody likes. This is the number one. I'm going to show you here because this is the default landing page, and agents want to run an ad that says, what is your home risk? Right. Now this, I'm going to type in Dallas. No, I'm going to type in Lafayette. So Lafayette's where I live. Right. And I want to give you an understanding of how things work and how things don't work. Okay. So you get a default landing page, And actually, we edited this. Let me click here and see if I can make it look like what it really looks. Get it out of the box. Yeah. So when you get it, it actually the default little picture is like some suburban neighborhood with a bunch of driveways and mailboxes, right? And that's already dodgy. That's already problematic. But we did it because we just wanted you to know you could have a colorful picture there, right? My marketing guy thinks that having a house in the back, he customized it, so he did that. That actually doesn't work very well either. So you got to ask yourself what you are actually trying to do with an ad like this, or if you're mailing a flyer, what you're asking people is, can I have your address and contact information while you don't even know who I am? And that's a heavy lift, right? If somebody is asking you that on the internet, on just a random page, or you get some pop up on your phone, are you filling that out all day? I'm pretty sure you're not. And so what you're doing though, is you're asking people who don't have any idea who you are, can I have your contact information and address, right? That's what you need to get them a free home value. And why I'm telling you this is that these generic, especially our generic pictures, don't help you get the ad results that you want. And also just this thing like, hey, what is your home worth now? Recent home sales have affected your home value. Get your free home. This can be too generic as well. And that's because we all paid for our homes. If we own a home, we pay good money for our homes and we expect to make money on that, right? We're not just going to sell it randomly because whatever. We expect to figure out the value of our home and then I got to make some money here. And if you give me a generic ad just saying, hey, things have changed, I'm not likely going to respond. You really want to have a landing page that talks about Lafayette. If you're going to target Lafayette, and it says, what is your Lafayette home worth? Right. And you want to have a picture of Lafayette, something, maybe the downtown or a famous restaurant or something, so that people know, you know, Lafayette. That's key because again, you're asking people who don't know you for their most coveted information. All right. So you need to go through those steps. And that's one reason why this doesn't work for a lot of agents, because they don't go through those steps. They just take the default generic stuff that we do and they run an ad and they figure, oh, I'm going to get a bunch of seller leads, and they don't, and they're sad. And that's why I'm telling you, you got to customize this and make it look like your area. That's problem number one. Problem number two is I don't know if this is really the problem, but this kind of ad has been used by many agents, not even just our clients, for at least 10 years. So this is a little bit washed out, right? People have seen it. They don't want to respond. So I think that's part of it. But actually the biggest reason, apart from not customizing and tailoring to your farm market, is that you cannot target people inside of Facebook like you used to. Okay. And let me explain to you in terms of just Lafayette. So let's go over to the World Wide Web and talk about Lafayette. Okay. Now, if you're in a kind of a rural area and like here's a town and the next town is 30 miles away, you could just go with the default settings because the radius is 15 miles. But I live in Northern California in the Bay Area. And I live, let's see here, in this little town. I don't know if you can see it here. It says Lafayette. And everything that you can see in this map right now is about a 15-mile radius. Okay. So if my minimal settings is a 15-mile radius, because I can't get it any tighter, I'm going to be, and I know that I need to target to get my leads. I can't target, right? Because I really want just the homeowners of this neighborhood right here to get my ad. But instead, everybody in every one of these little towns is going to see this. And that's what makes that ad so non-functional. I hope you understand that. And I'm not going to click over because, I'm having like crazy mouse issues, but I could actually buy a list of Lafayette homeowners and create a custom audience and take this out and click Lafayette homeowners down here. And that would be the way to target those people. Right. And I would by all means be running an ad at least twice a month in front of that audience so that they know your logo up here, that you're helping people sell homes. Right. So anytime that's just, if I'm in Lafayette and I have an open house, for sure, I want everybody to see this 15-mile radius. Definitely come by my house. Right. I would tell you this as well. And I don't know where you guys live, but if I back out, San Francisco is 30 miles away, 25 miles away. If I have a super awesome house over here with great schools and quiet and no homeless and all that nonsense, I would target these people. And so if I have an open house, I would want to expand it. But if I have a home and I'm trying to get more listings in Lafayette, I want to have a targeted list. I don't want to be doing this kind of massive radius. I hope you're understanding that. So we have talked about home valuation landing pages and how targeting on Facebook is tough, right? So we know on Facebook, we can do listing ads for either buyers or for sellers. We can do landing page ads for buyers or for sellers. They'll be more expensive. And actually, we only talked about how to get sellers there, but if you do like a new construction ad, that could work. And then PDF guides, you got 80 PDF guides. So you got 80 different opportunities, 40 for buyers and 40 for sellers. That's what you can do with Facebook. Let's talk about Google. And Google, if I click here, hold on. Okay. I'm going to refresh that page. While that's refreshing, let's talk about how cool Facebook is. Facebook is so cool that the average American adult spends 40 minutes a day looking at what nonsense their friends are doing and what they're eating and their grandkids and all, the anniversaries and the birthdays. And it's so cool that people actually spend 40 minutes every day scrolling through this on their phones, at home watching the game, driving their car. And even some of you are probably looking at your Facebook accounts right now, right? It's just so compelling that it takes our eyeballs to 40 minutes every day. And that's why running ads like the ones I just shown you can be effective, because I'm not here looking for an open house, but I am thinking about buying a house. And now you got this cool house in front of me. I'm going to click on it. But if I have a question, where is the best hotel in New York, or where is the best dumplings in Dallas, or sushi, or whatever nonsense I want to know, like, how do I sell my home? The number one website in the world and in the United States is Google. So let me ask you, I haven't heard much from you guys. I know you're out there. Has anybody run an ad on Google? And normally the answer, I think I haven't analyzed it, but it feels like 1 out of 20 people that I ask on the agent side say yes, which is weird because it's the number one website in the country, and 86% of all questions asked on the internet happen on this page. So if you don't have a Google strategy and you want more listings, you should develop a Google strategy. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit about that now. I see somebody's answered my question. Not yet. So you want to learn more? Great one. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you see these sponsored ads? If I click on this, it's going to take me to somebody's landing page. I'm not going to click it because somebody paid for that. So if I clicked on it, it would chew off part of their ad budget. But you can see here, twinhomebuyers.com, you would drive here. I'm just going to go over here and go to twinhomebuyer.com. Let's just go see what when home buyer. Thought I'm just going to show you, this is what the landing page that they're driving to, right? So they're paying Google to be on page one of Google. And if you click on their ad, here you go. This is what you're going to get, right? No obligation. Now, this kind of thing here, you might really like this. We actually create a landing page that you can put a video in the back. You can change the photograph in the front. You can't add all these things, but if you add them to your, can't do all that. We also don't give you all of this stuff, but you can create custom landing pages for buyers or for sellers. And then it would be there. So let's go look at it. Let's go see how. First of all, when you click here, it's going to tell you to subscribe to our Google software, because we have their Google software and we've customized it and we've made it all work. And so you create an IDX ad, and this is driving people to your property search page. I don't recommend this unless you have a good site that converts traffic. I also don't, I'm just going to describe this to you, because I had this conversation this week with a guy. He said, yeah, I've got a great website and it converts leads. I'm like, okay, I don't know what it's going to cost you to run an ad on Google and get a click driving to your website. But I do know if you ran an ad to get buyers on Facebook, it would be $3. So what's cheaper, right? If Google is going to say, yeah, we'll send people to your website by clicking that link for 50 cents, well, yeah, I would do that, because if my website could convert those leads, great. I'm sure it's not going to convert all the leads, but it's really a cost. The difference of running an ad for buyers on Facebook, which I showed you earlier, and driving to your IDX, you really want to know if it's worth the money, because I think Facebook is the better way. But if you want listings, I think every agent needs to have a Google strategy. And let's talk about this one here. Let's talk about Sacramento. Sacramento's a town here, and also it's capital of California. And we click create a landing page ad. So I said it before, but I have to repeat it now. You need to have a home valuation landing page for every farm market where you want more listings, right? This is for Sacramento. Very straightforward. So home sale affect your home value. Click here to get your free home value. You drop in your address. Great. You give us your email address. We're going to give you the value. So to create this ad, you choose what landing page you want, and you type in the city that you want to target. Okay. So if your I don't want Lafayette, I want Sacramento. That. So if you've got an Orlando landing page for Orlando home values, then you type in Orlando here. That's it. You click publish. It's a $50 ad. I clicked on view link just to show you what we're driving to a landing page. When I showed you over here, this is somebody's ad and home buyers right there, page one. This is their landing page, right? It's fancy and that's cool. That might work good, or that might work better. It might not. To me, having multiple things on a landing page is counterintuitive, because now you're telling me, do you really want their lead, or do you want them to read and then get a phone call or have somebody calling them and they leave? You really want the lead, and the lead goes right here in this box. Get the address, get my offer. I need your email address. That's how a landing page works. So this is already counterintuitive, but somebody sold them a fancy landing page. And so that ours, there's only one solution, and then give me your email address, right? That's really how a landing page should work. And that's the best ones do work that way. Here it's a $50 ad per day, not for the week. And why would we do that? This software that we're talking about, Google, is new to our platform. Okay. Meaning we added it. It's not even 6 months old here. We don't know, like when I give you the cost of leads for Facebook, it's because we have thousands of leads being run and hundreds of thousands of dollars spent by our clients every year. And so we can analyze that. We can download it and see the average and go, oh, buyer leads cost this, If you're running an open house, it costs this. That's why I'm sharing that data with you. We don't have enough data to analyze on Google, but I talk to a lot of realtors. And what I have found is an ad like this with a landing page like this, targeting whatever area, they cost different prices. The lead costs different prices. In Dallas, Texas, an ad like this, the lead will cost you $30 a day, right? So we got a $50 budget. You're only going to get one lead. I've spoken to agents in Western Pennsylvania. An ad like this in Reading, Pennsylvania will cost you $22. I think in Idaho, the same ad, can't remember what city, it's like $17. So the point is, Google is going to charge you it's auction. It's like the cost of a lead is auction based on how many competitors you have in your market. So if you don't have a lot of competition, these leads could cost you less. For instance, and I don't know because I haven't spoken to anybody in Manhattan for a while, my guess is that a seller lead in Manhattan, New York is going to cost even more than $30 each. So I remember when this guy, he has a team account that we just set up in Dallas, and he's all, this Google software you have is so good because we've been doing this for years and our seller leads cost $30. I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. No, because you look at the cost of my homes that I'm selling here, I'm making X thousands of dollars. So if I can get a listing $500 or $1,000, I'm making a ton of money, right? So getting these leads at $30 each works out for you, right? And so there's some math there that you got to figure out. If your average home cost 300,000 or 400,000, what are you making? And what are you going to invest to get that? And that's where you can say, I'm going to invest some money in Google. I'm going to invest some money in Facebook, and I'm going to do some in print. And that's how I get my listings going. Right now, just as a comparison, guys, like I mentioned it earlier, this is the number one website in the country, and Google charges more because they know that you are answering a question, right? It's very different than me going over here and looking at cats and whatever my friends are doing and whatever. And then boom, you tell me, oh, I can find out my home value. Okay. Good. I'll find out my home, right? But I didn't come here looking for that. And that's why the value of the Facebook ad or lead is not as high as the Google one. Okay. When they go to Google, they want to know something, and now you can answer it. That is a better, higher quality lead. So we talked about landing pages for home values ad nauseum, right? It's just too much, but I really needed to do that. I really want you to understand that because you want to know as much as you can about Google. Now I mentioned earlier that we have 80 PDF guide ads. And I said we have 40 for buyers. And I also said we have 40 for sellers. What I forgot to mention earlier is somewhere, if you go to the section, you can change your color scheme or whatever. That'll pull from your profile. In the other section over here in the PDF guide, you can turn these all into Spanish. So if you're working in a Spanish speaking market, you have 80 different PDF guides that you can run, right? But let's talk about sellers. I'm going to do one, and I always feel like it's 2 steps. Click on seller guides. And I'm going to click on divorce and real estate. And we're going to learn a little bit more about how Google works. I know Justin's on this call. Justin lives in Morgan Hill. Morgan Hill is this cool little town in the South Bay of the San Francisco. Let's say that he wants to do it, right? And you guys might want to do this because you know why? Do you know does anybody know what the average length of home ownership is in the United States? What's the average length of time that somebody owns a home in the United States? Let's see if we can get an answer there. So we have a report, and I don't hear any answer. So let me give you the answer. It's about, I think it's 7 or 8 years. And if you go look at the average length of a divorce, it's around 7 or 8 years. And that might make some sense of why those two things parallel. The point is, in your market, somebody might be thinking of getting a divorce. I don't know where you live, but maybe that happens in your market. So we've got a report here that will help you think about what you need to think about. And if I click on this page, you can see we're driving people to this, which we made a little video, and we're saying, hey, your picture will be up on the top, and I got to give you my address and stuff like that. We're not giving a whole value. We're just capturing contact information, and you are giving them a report that they can help. It'll be helpful. Okay. So we have a $50 a day budget. We really don't know what these leads cost, but that's in 7 days. Now, this is a little bit of you don't have to click on advanced options here, but I want to show this to you because this is what you're doing. So remember when I did this search, the ad is based on the keywords. How do I sell my home? What I'm doing. But over here, we have all these keywords, right? Because now, and that's relevant, right? Oh, and just so you understand how Google works, I'm going to add another one here. I'm going to see if I can do this. Add divorce attorney, right? And I'm going to just run the ad like that, right? With all those other keywords, because why would I do that? Because what if I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I need to get divorced. Maybe I should look for a divorce attorney. And boom, all these things show up, but your app could be right here. Maybe you need to think about real estate. And that's true. You do need to think about that. And so now you've got a resource to help people as they're going through that transition in their life. I just want to fling all this in. You see all these advanced options. In this case, we have divorce in multiple ways for the search engine or for the ad placement. But you also have to do all this. So if you want to go do this by hand, write all these headlines and do the description and find the keywords that work for you and what you're trying to do, you don't have to use our software. We charge $30 a month so that all you have to do is choose the tool you want and type in the name of the town that you want and click publish. We make it easy for you. That's what Listings to Leads all about. But you don't have to do that. You could actually go to Google and do it. And I can tell you, I have been training people how to run ads on Facebook for over 10 years. I think around 10 years. Google, it is far more hideous than Facebook ever was. So I don't recommend it. I recommend that if you want listings, that you concentrate on Google as a source for high quality listing leads. Expensive, they're higher quality. The landing pages are good for that. The PDF guides are good for that. I don't really even recommend you do anything custom because I'll just show you. I'm going to do a custom ad right now. Nothing is filled out. You see all this up here. You now have to click on it. You've got to put in the keywords. You got to write 3 headlines and you got to write 2 descriptions. But just so you know, if you write one here, I'm going to just change this. Let's see. Fresh hot dog. Right. Let's see here. So now fresh hot dogs is up here. Right. So you type it here and it shows up here. And that's giving you a preview of what that's going to look like on Google. You still need to know all your keywords, right? I don't know what keyword is for hot dog. You get it. And you wouldn't be doing it that way. You'd be going after people thinking about real estate. So I'm going to share with you something that I think is really useful. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is if you're going to be in real estate, and you have realized that you want more listings in your business, you really should have a Google strategy. Okay. You don't have to absolutely use our software. Yeah, we make it much, much easier for you. But just along the lines of your knowledge with Google, you need to understand what are people searching on when they go to Google. And this article lists the top search terms. These are the top search terms. Justin is on the call again. Justin, I wouldn't actually recommend running ads on Google looking for buyers, but this is what people are searching. These are the words that they're searching for on Google. And these guys refreshed this. I think they refreshed it, even though this article was written in 2022, they refreshed it in February 2023, and they keep refreshing it. So this is a good link. I'm going to send it to you right now. I think I copied it. It's a good resource for you to understand. So I'm going to send this to everybody right now. This might be blinking in your little chat panel. And that's what buyers are searching for. So I'm actually not telling any of you to run ads to get buyers on Google. Okay. Because if you remember, and this is the third time, Facebook gets $3 buyer leads with name, email, and phone number. I don't think you're going to beat that on Google. But if you scroll down this list, this tells you what sellers are looking for. And I would recommend, if you're getting to do it yourself, that you are using these. These are things that you should probably look at and realize, like, oh, this is a big deal. These are what people are typing on Google, the number one website. How to sell a house without a realtor, right? If that's a big search, why not create a FSBO landing page that you can create just by typing in the name of your town and clicking FSBO and running that ad, right? If you know that this is like a top 10 search, you should have use one of our landing pages for FSBOs and run an ad, right? So anyway, that's something that you can think of. I'm not really telling you to do custom, but since we're here, we can look at it. And this is how you create a Google ad. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to log out of my account, and I'm to the end, we're almost to the end of the hour. And I want to just show you this account. I haven't talked about it much lately, but it's a really good discussion for buyer leads. Okay. And it'll give us a little more in-depth understanding of Facebook and what happens, right? And so if you have questions, please put them in the chat panel. We're almost done here. So this account is a team account that I set up in Halloween of last year. So Halloween of 2022. So it's almost a year old, not quite. What we got still 4 months to go or something like that. And they have one goal. Like, our system is got so much under the hood. It is crazy powerful. But these guys only want buyer leads for their agents, and they don't want the agents to do anything. So they're taking the listings from their office and they're running ads for them. They run them every day of the week. Okay. So in the course of, let's just say 8 or 9 months, they have run 362 ads. They spend nearly $100 on every ad. So they've spent $36,000. Okay. And they have 11,000 leads. That's a lot of leads for agents in North and South Carolina. This team operates in North and South Carolina, and their goal is to get buyer leads that they can have people talk to. But I want to point something out here, a couple things here. One is they have 2.5 million impressions. That means 2.5 million people are seeing their brand. If you're a new agent and you're wondering how your brand is doing, I'm going to just tell you, your personal brand as an agent is probably not going anywhere, right? Because the only people who know you're an agent are your friends and family, right? So when you're running ads, if you're doing it consistently, more people are seeing your business page and starting to recognize it as a realtor. Now, these are very new ads, so they're not doing anything right now. But if you scroll down, I wanted to show you a couple things. You see here, this ad is saying it's got 24 leads. Each lead, CPL, cost per lead, was $3.04. And this ad was seen by 2,700 people, right? $3.04 a lead. Over here, Why is this $9.16 a lead? 8 leads. Over here, $4.19 a lead. It could be the competition in the city, right? But what I'm letting you know is the cost per lead is different all the time. For the same account, same 2 states, the cost per lead changes. This one's seen by 3,069 people, lead cost 543. That's the kind of thing you can expect from your Facebook ads and probably from your Google ads as well. Yeah. Link for Google most search term site. What does that mean? I guess I didn't send it. Sorry. Copy, paste, send all. Sorry about that. So that link is now there. Yeah. You should have the link to this page in your GoToMeeting chat. So this is just a little bit about Facebook, right? That we can see cost per lead. And what I'm trying to describe to you here is it's not always the same, right? A buyer lead. These ads are only for buyer leads. And you can see just there are various prices for buyer leads. So wherever you are, it could be different. This week, it might be $3 a lead. Maybe next week it's $3.50 a lead, and maybe the following week it's $2.50 a lead. So that's just how Facebook works. Again, great place for buyer. And you can also get seller leads there. They're just not as high as quality as Google. And that's the story there. Now, I did send you this earlier. And since I do focus a lot on seller leads and on buyer leads, I want to point out this call here, top tools for getting listings. Google is part of that. Facebook is part of that, but also our print tools are very effective at getting high quality listing leads. So everybody, thanks for your time. It's been an hour. I don't see any more questions. Lean on our support team. If you do have any questions, they're right down here and they're super helpful. Thanks for joining me today, and have a consistent budget on both Facebook and Google. Just figure out what's going to work for you, what you're trying to get to. All right, everybody, take care.